Hi everyone and welcome to another Cosplay in the Kitchen, where I talk about cosplay stuff while I stand in my kitchen. It's not the most exciting gimmick I give you, but honestly it's just the biggest room in the house, so it's where I've always taken my cosplay photos. And today I'm talking about something a little bit different for me, which is the Terrifier 3 Vicky mask from Church of Horror Studios. Now, Vicky is obviously not a character that I personally am going to cosplay. However, my wife is interested in doing it, so it's a great mask for her. Now, Church of Horror remains one of those sort of best well-kept secrets on the internet for quality custom masks. Headed by a chap named Daniel Cruz, who lives in Florida. He does custom sculpts, custom modifications of masks, creates them, but he always sells them for very, very cheap, as well as doing multiple raffles in which you can win one. Where you put in a small amount of money and you get a ticket and you have a chance of winning an expensive mask, which is actually how I happened to win this one. However, what I will say is he does tend to not charge very much for them when you buy them outright. This is a custom sculpted mask, and I have seen him selling them for about the same price as the official Trick or Treat Studios ones. And this one's a lot better. So if you haven't checked it out, if you haven't joined the Church of Horrors Facebook group, I strongly recommend you do. And now to start talking about the mask itself. Now this mask comes in 3 parts. 2 parts are sourced by Daniel. I don't think he made them or does much custom modification on them at all. And then there's the sculpted mask. So I will quickly go through the sort of sourced pieces because they're still relevant, but I will only be covering them briefly. So like I said, this is the Terrifier 3 Vicky mask, and it's based on when she is dressed like Art the Clown in the finale of the film. He will also do the more human-coloured skin-looking version of Vicky if you want, but we wanted the Art the Clown version because we felt it was the most iconic. So one of the things she wears in that scene alone is a crown of thorns, sort of, you know, mocking Jesus and religion and all that because it's Christmas. So you get a crown of thorns when you buy it, and it is just a default one. I'll be honest, I didn't know you could buy crowns of thorns, and I didn't know that they would come in some sort of nice religious box. But there you go. And what this looks like inside is a crown of thorns. Pretty standard, I suppose, for a crown of thorns. It's very sharp, I'll give it that. I wouldn't want to wear it without a mask on, I can tell you that for nothing. But it looks the part. It's thorny. And it's a crown, so it's what you want. I do think actually the colour is a little bit light. I'm quite tempted to add a little bit of fake blood to it because it ends up quite bloodied in the film. But as a included sort of freebie, basically, it's perfect for what it needs to be, which is great. But yeah, if you put it on, it's actually quite painful. So I suppose it does its job as a crown of thorns. So you get the crown of thorns. You also get a wig. And again, the wig is pretty, you know, it's a good wig for Vicky, but I don't think he does too much custom work on it. He might style it a bit. It works quite well for her. It's not a fancy lace front or anything, but it doesn't need to be because it goes over the mask and the crown of thorns hides the line anyway. But it is quite a good wig. You know, the quality's good. It doesn't have that fake wig shine to it. Quite long. I do think maybe it needs to be a little bit thinner. It's quite sort of full for Vicky. Her hair's quite raggedy and messy, but I think it works. I think I could kind of, you know, just casually walk around like this. What do you think? No one would know, would they? Completely natural. But no, it works. It does its job as a wig for Vicky, which is pretty good. So again, it's included and it's great. And it's a key component because when you get the mask, this is how the mask comes. And there we have Vicky in her full terrifyingness. But if I turn it to the side, it is actually a half mask. Now, this is actually a really good inclusion because the wig, of course, covers the entire back half. So you absolutely do not need a full mask, and it would just be unnecessarily warm and unpleasant. So the half mask is fantastic. You may see that it's actually very thick latex, really high quality latex, and it's very thick. People who buy a lot of masks will know the thin stuff can be very good if you want some movement, but it doesn't tend to last as long. And this is very high quality and really keeps its shape. And then you have the details. I'm going to step a little bit closer so that you can see them. And here you have the details of the Vicky mask. As I said, it's an entirely custom sculpt by him. This is not a rehaul. he sculpted this from the ground up. And you've got all the details, you've got the sort of missing nose, you've got these very deep cuts and grooves filled in with this lovely sort of shiny, bloody paint. The teeth are fantastic. They look very realistic and very horrific. Then you've got this great possessed eye. I believe that he will do it either unpossessed or possessed, depending on what you want. Again, if you're familiar with the film, Vicky's eye kind of glows at moments and looks like this when the demon's in full control. And it looks absolutely horrific. What is interesting, and I think is a nice little touch, is he doesn't drill out the pupil of this eye, which is, I think, how most of the official masks do it. Instead, he puts the eye slot to see out of on this side. No, he puts a slit and he puts a little bit of blood running down so that you can see out of that eye. Obviously, that little slit isn't really there in Terrifier. It's just a solid piece of flesh. But by putting it there, he preserves the look of the demonic eye, which I think is more important. Having this eye and the full impact of the glowing, horrific eye is more important. And because it's thick, sturdy latex, this actually gives you really good visibility. So obviously, I'm not someone who's going to wear this much, but if I put it on, I can actually see really well out of it. Visibility is great, and comfort isn't bad either, because obviously you've got the whole back of your head to breathe, which is brilliant. So it's a very, very good mask for that. You've got the great details, you've got the lovely blood running down here, where the crown of thorns comes down, yeah, I think it's brilliant. The face paint effect is great. If you look, you can see where it's sort of almost wearing off in bits because it's not brilliant face paint, which is how it should look. And it is truly great and horrific, and I strongly recommend it. Vicky's one of those characters that I think is really good for enthusiastic female horror cosplayers. I think that there's a distinct lack of truly scary female horror icons. If you're a woman who loves cosplaying female horror icons, there's a lot of, you know, pretty ones. There's lots of sexy versions of Michael and Jason and Freddy, but in terms of legitimately scary horror female icons, I don't think there are many, and I think Vicky's a really good new arrival for that. I actually personally find her much more horrific than Art, and if you watch the film, in many ways she is sort of the main antagonist. Also, the demon controlling her it's the little pale girl in Terrifier 2. In Terrifier 3, it's controlling Vicky, and it's very much the sort of main demonic force that's controlling Art and behind the events of the film. So she's a great character, and this is a great mask, really, really well made. And like I said, you can get it when he's doing a good sale on them. They're well, for the UK, it would have worked out cheaper than buying the Trick or Treat Studios one for me. To buy it fresh out. In America, I think it's probably about the same price, but you're getting a fully custom sculpted and painted mask where you can request all the custom details. He will also do it with this slot filled in if you just want it for display. So if you just want to put it on a mannequin and display it, you can do that. Now, like I said, obviously this is not one for me to wear. If you want to see me put it on with the wig and the crown, I will do it. Let's try that. But obviously this is for my wife, and I will put a picture at the end of what she looks like wearing it. Let's try this. Oh no, I've tangled the crown up. Look at that. It's such a good thorny crown, it's tangled in the wig. Right, here we go. I should have done a clever cut, but I'm not going to. You're going to have to sit through me trying to do this. Without a mirror as well. There we go, look. What do we think? Have I ever looked better? Pretty great, huh? But yes, that is the Church of Horrors Vicky mask. I'm going to include a link to the Facebook group in the description down below, and check him out. For now, that's all I've got. So this is Lee from Cosplay in the Kitchen. Take care, guys, and until next time.